going
Well,
forward?
we'll do some things to where we do game situations and where we simulate gameplay during the week to keep us uh, in game mode and to have that edge as we work in practice. It won't just be normal practice every day. Good thing is you get a week to prepare. Hopefully get some people a little healthy, some people that are banged up get a chance to get healthy. Certainly if it was up to me, we wouldn't have our bye week as the last week of the regular season. But you know, it is what it is. We just have to make the best of it.
How do you use the concept of win and you're in as the motivation for the
Well,
future?
I believe that if we win, we're in. Uh, and all the other, we could be as high as fifth or as low as ninth, I guess. If you look at the standings, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to figure out all that stuff. But if we win, we're in. So I mean, we're certainly talking about that. And the big thing is we just focus on the process and the task at hand and the day that we're in. So, it's about getting better in practice this afternoon and being better to get to the point where, we have a chance to compete and win a basketball game on Saturday. And then the rest of it will take care of itself. So, but that's the scenario that is out there, and I'm certainly not going to not say that to our players because they all have the internet and they're smart enough to figure that out. So it is what it is. And there are a million different ways we could be in if for some reason we don't win. But if we take care of business on Saturday, then we should be in good shape.
You guys have already had a big turnaround with the SEMO loss. Is there any motivation from the UTM loss?
Well, what it does is it proves to you, it's a fact that you can get beat down pretty bad on the road and turn around and win the game at your place. And SEMO beat us every bit as bad as Martin did. Uh, uh, you know, and then we came here and we beat them by 19 and controlled the game from the start. So I don't believe that's going to happen against UT Martin. They're an outstanding team. They're sitting in first place for a reason. They're very, very efficient on the offensive end, and defensively uh, they force you out of what you want to do. So they give up a lot of good opportunities uh, defensively, but they also create a lot of turnovers. Down there we turned it over 26 times. Points off turnovers were the difference in the score of the game. And we cannot turn the ball over, have live ball turnovers against them, because you have no chance to get. We can talk as coaches about getting back defensively, but when you have live ball turnovers and you don't have the floor balance that you need, you're not getting back defensively against a great offensive team, and that's what they do. So we have to take care of the basketball to have any chance. That's got to be our number one priority.
You do have the week, like you said. What obviously you just said not turning over the basketball. What are your other kind of game plans going in? How do you neutralize their
Well,
turnovers?
I'll call Kevin and I'll tell him all that stuff, personally. But you have to take care of the basketball. You have to be efficient on the offensive end. Normally, we talk a lot about we've got to be in attack mode. With them, you have to be efficient offensively. You're going to have to score a certain number of points. You're not going to completely stop that team offensively. And that there's no secret to that. They're extremely efficient on the offensive end, so they're going to put up a certain number of points, and you have to do your best to make it difficult for them. And then, but on your end, you're going to have to make open shots, and you're going to have to reverse the basketball, get to the rim, and do things that you do well offensively. You can't go in and have a bad game, shoot 25% from the floor, and think you're going to beat UT Martin.
They have some unbelievably one-sided games in the league this year, all on the winning side. When they're doing that, is it more than just shooting well, or are they doing things that help them shoot
Well,
well?
when they have the lopsided victories, it's because they've forced turnovers and they're making shots. And they've had a couple of bad quarters, but they have not had a bad shooting game. Their last loss was on the road at Austin P. P beat them by 10, and I think they went 0 for 12 in the second half from the three-point line. So that caused that loss. But then they turn around the other night and they beat SIUE by 36. So that's a team that was in second place going into that game. They beat by 36 at their place, and they force turnovers and they go on huge runs Just like our first game down there, you know, it's a tight ball game early. It's very early. But then we start turning the basketball over, and they make about 5 threes in a row. And it's just 5 possessions. But we're in those 5 possessions, you know, we may have scored 2 points. It's a 15-2 run. And then all of a sudden you went from a 2-point game to a 13 or 15-point game. And then if your team gets out of character and you don't get control of it, then they're going to go on another run like that. And that's how they blow people out. And, you know, it's what they do.
Coach, is there anything that you take away from a positive standpoint? You guys got a great start at Austin Peay. How did you replicate
We've had great starts our last 5 games. You know, and we're 4-1 in the last 5. You know, Peay's a tough place. They're undefeated at home in conference with you know, their last home game before ours. They beat UT Martin there by 10. They beat us by 9. We did get off to a great start, and that's been what we've done the last 5 games, with the exception of at Eastern Illinois. But it was, you know, a back and forth game early. You know, we have to go out and do what we've been doing the last couple of weeks and stay within ourselves and play under control, get the ball reversed and take wide open shots. And if we do that offensively, we'll be fine. And then defensively, we have to be locked in. And, you know, like I said, they're a difficult guard because they can put 5 people out there that can shoot 40% from the three-point line, and they can all put it on the floor. So, you know, it's something where we're going to have to take advantage of the things that we feel like as a staff. There are a couple of areas where we feel we can take advantage of some things offensively and defensively. Our players are going to have to be locked into that, and we're going to have to play well. But it's certainly possible, you know, like. And I talked to the team the other night about getting in the tournament and your ability to win a tournament. You know, have you won 3 games in a row? And if you have, then you know you can win 3 games in a row at the tournament. And it's that simple. My brother won a national championship when he was a football coach at Western Kentucky. Was an assistant for Jack Harbaugh. And that's the thing I've always remembered. That's what they talked about before that tournament started that year was, have we won this many games in a row? All right, you can go win a national title now. It's that simple. So we've done that. Have you been blown out by a team on their home court and turned around and won the game at your place? Yeah, we've done that. You know, got blown out at SEMO and blew them out here. So, you know, you've accomplished those things, which means it's doable. So our players should have some belief and some confidence in that, instead of just looking at the score of the first game saying, wow, they beat us by X number of points. We can't win. We have proof that it can happen.